Hello y'all, I'm back again for another video. And this video is going to be about why to not allow your mother in your home, okay? And this can apply to grandparents as well, okay? So I know, y'all have read the Bible and it says honor thy mother and father. But not having them in your home is part of honoring them, because what it does is it prevents fights and further abuse and neglect. So these would be situations when not to have your mother in your home. Okay. One, she did not raise you, and it was not due to any court order or any messy divorce or anything of that nature. She just didn't raise you just because she just didn't want to. Okay. Two, her man always was first and not you. Three, she was an abuser. If your mother was very neglectful or was an abuser, especially physical abuse, especially towards a child that is not disrespecting the mother, because you got two type of situations. You got the, like I've been going over on my lives, you got the Elijah situation where he's actually being the abuser. Okay. Then you got situations where adult children and young children do not act like Elijah. Okay. And those are the children that if their mothers are abusing them verbally or physically, they should not allow their mothers in their home. Four, your mother violently assaulted you and you were not fighting her, and you ended up in the hospital or seriously injured or had some kind of scarring. And she never apologized and showed no remorse. Okay, she absolutely had no remorse for the way she treated you. Another reason not to have your mother in your home is your mother and you do not have the same religious beliefs. Your mother is an atheist and she does not accept that you love the Lord. Y'all are not spiritually compatible. Now, notice I'm saying not to have your mother in your home. I did not say not to have a relationship with your mother. Before this video ends, I'm going to guide you into how to have a relationship with your mother. I didn't say you don't have to have a relationship with her. I'm talking about bringing her in the home. Another reason not to have your mother in your home is she's a jealous woman. She's told you that she does not like you. You are not the favorite. She treats her abusive kids better than she treats you, and you're actually an empath. She only comes to your home just to get money from you. There's no other reason she even comes to visit you except she knows that you're going to give her money before she leaves your home or right after she leaves. That's another reason. Thank you so much for the likes. Another reason not to have your mother in your home is she's very dirty and messy, and she's doing it on purpose, and she has no regard for your living space. And not having her in your home would be inclusive of not letting her live there, of course, right? If she's not allowed in the home, she can't live there. And that's another reason not to allow your mother to be in the home as a visitor, is because she's gonna try to move in. The relationship is not reciprocal, which means you are always kissing her ass and inviting her out, but she never is excited to come, or she never invites you in her home. Okay, if you've done nothing to your mother, you've never cursed her, you've always respected her, and you're a good son or daughter, she comes to your home, but you're not allowed at hers. You want a relationship that's reciprocal. Your mother is not willing to take your advice. She's a stubborn mother that thinks she's the only advisor, and everything you're doing must be so stupid, and what she's doing is so smart, even though you are not a drug addict. Your mother treats you like you're a drug addict. I would not even treat my drug addict child like that. She treats you like you are just some lost drug addict that has no soul. Your mother treats you like you have no feelings. Another reason not to have your mother in your home is that she makes you cry often. Whether you be a man or a lady, your mother has brought you to tears, and your spouse has to hold you in their arms, and you're a grown man and a grown woman, and your spouse, your husband or wife, have to hold you in their arms at night because your mother continues to make you cry. Your mother has told you several times that she hates you, or she shows you that she hates you. Again, thank you so much for the likes. Your mother's a narcissist and is aware of it. And she says, hell yeah, I'm a narcissist. Who cares? Your mother's into witchcraft. She's in some kind of weird organization. She's a female Mason, Eastern Star. She's practicing voodoo. And you just don't trust her. She's practicing voodoo or into some kind of witchcraft, and she doesn't like you. Those two are a bad combination. Your mother is always angry when she comes to your house, so she doesn't want to be there. A lot of times, your mother is just coming to your residence just because she's your mother. She actually hates you and your house. She doesn't want to be there. Your mother has had a long history of being very neglectful. Some people scared their mother gonna sleep with their man. You know, if you got one of them kind of mamas, you might want to be a little leery. If you're scared that your mother would sleep with your husband, and your mother done already told you, I wanna fuck your husband. Your mother talks to you like she's your homegirl from some gang or something. Your mother doesn't even talk to you like you are a daughter or son. She talks to you like y'all were in the same gang back in the day. Your mother is just always in competition with you. Don't allow your mother in your home if especially a male, if your mother has a heavy level of hate towards your father that she can't get rid of. Your mother is just an outright asshole. When your mother comes in your home, she's not allowing you to do things in your home. So she's telling you, no, you can't use your stove. You can't go to your garage. You sit there, little girl or boy. You do what I tell you to do. And she's in your home now. Your mother is giving you advice on how to raise your kids, but it's bad advice. It's actually, she's implementing a curse in your life. She wants to pass on the mammy tradition and teach your kids more bad shit. You decided not to do the bad stuff, but your mother wants to groom your kids to be more fucked up than she tried to make you. Okay? That's another reason not to have your mother in your home. I don't give advice that I have not been willing to follow, right? When I moved from St. Louis, Missouri, I continue to have as healthy as possible relationship with my mother and my grandmother. But I did not invite or bring my mother or grandmother in my home. And it's because of some of the reasons I've already listed before I said this. So I'm not a hypocrite. I had no hate towards my mother or grandmother. I visited them. I talked to my mother quite often over the phone. She always had this excuse, she can't get on airplanes. Fine. That's an excuse. Recognize their bullshit excuses. And you can't bring somebody in your home anyway that will not get on an airplane to come see you. However, it was fine. I went to go see my mother, took some of my children to go visit her. We had a good time. No problem. Okay, mama, you don't get on airplanes, it's fine with me. They're too neglectful. My mother was very neglectful. She was not interested enough in raising not just me, but my sister as well. So she wasn't welcome. In my case, it was a subtle, silent decision that my mother and grandmother already were aware of without me having to speak it. My mother silently knew when she assaulted me when I had my daughter, when I was a teenage mother. My mother knew that she would never enter my home. For one, there's no remorse there, okay? So that's another reason. Don't allow your mother in your home when she has a sense of entitlement and she thinks she can assault you no matter what condition you are in, whether you are just having a baby or anything. Have mothers in your home where y'all have been able to work it out, apologize to one another, and move on. And the mother promises you, I will never do that to you again, son or daughter. My mother was not approaching me with any kind of apology of what she would or would not do in the future in my home. And my mother knew that she would not be welcomed in my home. She inherently knew that. She did not fight about it. She did not ask if she could come. Like I said, I visited her. Do not have mothers that in your home. This would apply to my mother as well. I did not have a mother in my home that does not want to be my mother. She wants to be somebody's woman, but she does not want to be my mother. This is not the type of mother that I wanted or desired in my home. The same rule applied to my grandmother. Myself and my mother, we probably had more in common than I had with my grandmother. However, neither one of them was invited in my home. Mothers that are extremely neglectful. When you were living with them, they treated you like you was a piece of furniture that they didn't want to talk to. And this is what my grandmother did, y'all. When her restaurant closed, she treated me like I was not a human. I was a piece of furniture. I wasn't even worthy of being checked on. Left me in the residential part of her closed restaurant and did not check on me. Treated me like I was nothing. I do not proceed forward with these type of relationships. I don't care if you are my mother or grandmother. I need to keep you at a distance because you're not interested enough. Keep them out of your home. It's just not in their nature to be a mother and grandmother. They aren't nurturing enough. They don't really have the desire. Okay? But don't be rude and disrespectful. Now, I'm not like Elijah. Now, my son Elijah, where I've done the lives about him. Now, if he was in my case, he would have called my mama and told her, yeah, bitch, you're not coming in my motherfucking home, bitch. That's how my son Elijah probably would have talked to my mother, and he probably would have got himself killed. My mother did not tolerate being talked to in that way. She was very old school. That's another reason not to have them in your home. They're extremists. They have this old school nature about them with not enough of the resume to go with it. They have this hierarchy. You're not supposed to talk back. You're not supposed to do this, but there's no parent rules. They can neglect, they can assault you. Um, they don't have to even sit down and watch Sesame Street with you, right? Is nothing that they got to do. According to them, the mother is so entitled that there's nothing that she has to do except give birth to you and let you stay with her a few years. Don't allow mothers in your home that when they voluntarily allowed you to stay at another location, they did not come visit you often. This is something that my mother did to not just me, but my sister Tina as well. We were down at my grandmother's restaurant and she was not coming to visit us. When I was staying on Redbud in St. Louis, my mother was not coming to that home to visit me. Don't have these type of mothers in your home. And the reason not to do it is because it's only going to hurt your relationship and it's going to make it worse. If there's any relationship that you are to salvage out of these people, it will be done at a distance because they're too neglectful and abusive, and they have the inability to show real love towards you. There's no love there that they can really show in the way that you deserve it. Not having these type of mothers in the home, it will also prepare you to get out of toxic relationships. It will make you very strong. Because if you are able to get a mother like this and keep them out of your home, guess what? You will be able to keep other enemies as well out of your home. You're not going to be able to fix these people. They're your mother, but you have to come to the conclusion that you cannot fix them. They're your mother and your grandmother, but you cannot fix them. Your mother or grandmother is addicted to drugs and has been addicted to drugs for a long, long time. Your mother or grandmother, they're child predators. There's some mothers and grandmothers that are actually child molesters, y'all, and child rapists. Yes, it does exist. You hear a lot about it from, you know that daddies and grandfathers are abusive and they rape little girls and boys in the family, but so do some mothers and grandmothers. And it may happen more than you could ever think. Another reason, I knew that it would be a conflict of interest to have my mother and grandmother in my home because of the fact that they do not parent in the way that I do. And I didn't want their intrusion in my life. I knew that when I had all my kids that they would be raised by their mother and father. And I don't mean like me and their fathers would be in the same home. When I had my teenage daughter and I had made a choice to have my daughter's father in the delivery room with me, that angered my mother. Within 10 days, I was assaulted and in a hospital with the pulled muscle that she had given me from a push. My mother was very angry that she could see that my child is going to be actually raised by parents. It shows her the shitty job she did. Okay? No, my daughter has parents. And in the delivery room, it will be her mother and father. If my daughter is not living with me, she will be living with her father. That can sometimes anger not just your mother, but your grandmother, because you're not passing on the family curse. The family curse is kids are being raised by people that are not their mothers and fathers. Okay? Kids, to be honest, they should only be with their grandmothers and grandfathers if their parents are deceased. So if you are a grandfather or grandmother and you're taking care of your grandchildren, it's because their mamas and daddies have passed away or they're incarcerated. That's the bottom line. So Your mother wants to inherently keep that family curse going, which is subconsciously what my mother wanted to do. It was very noticeable to her when not only my daughter's father was at the hospital, so was his mother. At that time, I could only let one person in the delivery room. If I could have allowed both in there, I would have. I would have allowed my mother and my daughter's father, but at that time, they only allowed one. My daughter's father passed out in the delivery room, so hey, maybe I should have let my mama come in. But my mama could have passed out too and died and had a heart attack in the delivery room. So the Lord protected my mother as well. Okay, because my mother had me by C-section. I don't know if she could handle a vaginal birth. Okay, that's a different type of birth. Okay, so you want peace. You have chose to have a more peaceful life and peaceful household. So that's what you desire in your life, and so you want to have that, and you're less likely to have it if your mother and grandmother are in your home. So that's the choice that you're pretty much making.
Hello?
I'm on a live, so I'll call you right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, so pretty much eating disorders, the influence of obesity. You have a mother or grandmother that's severely obese, and you want to keep that spirit out of your home. And you just don't want it in your home or much in your life, because you've made a choice that, hey, me and my kids are not going to be obese. When your mother or grandmother comes in your home, they're just stuffing your kids' mouths with food to the point that your babies are having asthma attacks. This does happen, y'all. I watched it on some videos where this woman's mother was just stuffing all kind of horrible food in her mouth. I seen it in person too. Many years ago, I was at Red Robin's, and I watched this family. It was the father that had a morbid obesity, and one of the family members was just stuffing the baby's mouth with food. And I remember one of the elders at the table was suggesting that they stop feeding the baby that much. Your babies are being fed to where they're sick, y'all. Very dangerous mother or grandmother to have in the home. Your mother or grandmother is always starting fights with your spouse. They're of no support. When your mother or grandmother comes to your house, they're not supportive. They're just there to start trouble. And then they leave and start a bunch of trouble and don't come back for another 6 months to start some more trouble. Your mother or grandmother steals from you. When they come visit, you notice that when you check your account, $8,000 is gone. And then when you call and say, mother or grandmother, why did you do that? They tell you to fuck off. This does happen, y'all. Rich men and women have dealt with this. Your mother and grandmother robs you, and then when you catch them doing it, they talk to you like you is a dog, and you a dog they don't like, a dog that they feel like they have the right to beat on. Dogs shouldn't be treated bad, but I'm just saying. So an example I'll use for that is Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan parents, he had to file a lawsuit against them. Okay. And I think at some point, as things escalated from what I think was happening, it came a point where, no, not Michael Jordan. I'm sorry. I apologize. Kobe Bryant, y'all. Kobe Bryant. I apologize. Michael Jordan had a good relationship with his mother and father. So I apologize. Please forgive me. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant had filed a lawsuit against his parents. And at some point, they were accused of stealing from him. And he went no contact. Okay. And when he was in no contact, his parents are not allowed in his home. The only time he saw his parents was when they was on TV talking mess. And they was talking about the lawsuit and they just fell out. Your parents robbed you. Kobe Bryant blamed his parents for robbing him. Okay. So those are the type of parents you don't want in your home. I didn't say don't have a relationship with them. I'm talking about the home, y'all. Bringing them in your home, okay? Hello, Maria. Adeskar. Hello. Thank you so much for the comment. Marie Adeskar. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Marie. Yeah, that's how I would, let me see. I like pronouncing names right, y'all. I got one comment. Maria Adeskar. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Thank you so much for the comment. And thank you so much for the likes. So, don't allow your mother in your home, your mother or grandmother, when they destroy your property. Some of them do it on purpose. Yeah, I cut up your couch. What the fuck you're gonna do about it? You know, you got some redneck parents. You got those redneck parents, y'all. The gang member type redneck parents where they say, yeah, I tore up your fucking couch. Fuck you gonna do to me? I'm your fucking mother or grandmother. Fuck off, buddy. While they drunk, y'all. Redneck parents, okay? Your mother and father, your mother and grandmother, they just straight up niggas, y'all. Yeah, motherfucker, I sat on your shit and broke your shit. Fuck you, nigga. They calling you all kind of niggas and bitches all in your house. This is how your mother and grandmother are acting. And it does happen to people. I've watched it on videos. I've watched horrific videos of how mothers and grandmothers treat their kids. Doing it right in their house, y'all. Just don't care at all. Ain't caring at all. So, your mother and grandmother only come to your home to eat up your food. So, you bought $200 worth of groceries. They stay 2 days, eat up all the food. They bounce and leave. And they leave you and your children, their own grandchildren, hungry. And when you say something to your mother or grandmother, they cuss you out. Or better yet, they don't answer their phone. Mothers and grandmothers that never compliment you. They're hanging around your house, but they never have anything good to say. They can't say, hey, nice couch. Y'all taking good care of the babies. There's no encouragement. They're just there. Mothers and grandmothers that only come to your house to sleep because they're only coming to your house to get away from your abusive father or grandfather. They just come in there to sleep. That's it. Mothers and grandmothers that have an ulterior motive, they're just coming there kind of to be nosy. They never do anything. They don't come and read the grandkids a book. They don't say positive words. They just sit there and stare. You just got a soulless mother or grandmother. Your mother or grandmother is just soulless. They just sit there. They have no medical illnesses. They don't want to seek therapy. They don't want to wear disposable underwear. If your mother or grandmother is coming over your house just to piss and urinate all on your furniture and carpet, They could have went to the bathroom before they even got to your house, but they wait right till they get in your doorway to piss. They piss and urinate all on your property because they're mad because you got a new house. They raised you in the woods and they're just angry with you. So don't have a mother and grandmother of that nature in your home as well. Mothers and grandmothers that don't take care of their appearance and hygiene, and you do, they will y'all will be uncomfortable with one another. You're not going to be very comfortable with mother or grandmother, and she smells really, really bad. Every time your mother or grandmother comes over with that shitty or pissy odor, and she's not that sick, y'all, it takes you weeks to get that smell out of your house. And your mother or grandmother is telling you that they can smell how they want to smell. Fine, you can smell how you want to smell, but you're not going to be doing it here. Just because your mother and grandmother or your biological or adopted mother and grandmother, you don't have to enable them to do bad. Oh, speaking of adoption, your mother and grandmother were your mother and grandmother because of an adoption, but you truly in your soul do not feel comfortable and don't like these people, and you don't feel like they love you. You do not have to tolerate them. You can go complete no contact, because this is not your biological mother and grandmother, and you owe them nothing. It's just something about them that's just weird, and you don't want them in your life. You've had violent disputes with your adopted mother or grandmother, and you don't want to get them out of your life and out of your home because they adopted you. You don't have to tolerate them. Don't bring them in. Your mother and grandmother should not just be in your home just because of their title. And they treated you bad and neglected you and wasn't very good to you. They didn't even try to meet the criteria of perfection. They never did. Never, ever, ever did they try to meet the criteria of affection. Your mother and grandmother should not be in your home at all if they are armed. They want to bring their pistol in your home, and you don't feel comfortable with it. You have a household where you don't like armed people with guns in your house. So your mother and grandmother has to meet that same criteria. If you were like some Christian man or woman or some kind of religious person, you're a humanitarian and you just don't like guns in your homes, and your mother and grandmother wants to bring a gun in your home, then your mother and grandmother should not be there. Remember, I'm just talking about bringing the mother or grandmother in the home. Someone does not have to be sitting in your home for you to have a healthy relationship with them. No matter who they are, your mother, your grandmother, they don't have to be in your home for you to have a healthy relationship with them. Your mother or grandmother will never call or make arrangements to come by. You're kind of tired of them just dropping by whenever they want to. No regard for your schedule and your time. If you're not home, they leave nasty notes at your door. Where you live now is not their home, y'all. It's not their rental. It's not their home. They don't own it. It's not theirs. It's yours. You've moved out, and your mother or grandmother is still treating you like you have not moved out. They come over to your home to visit, but they never call. They're always willing to come to your home, but if you call your mother and grandmother, they will never answer their phone. They don't like you. They're just dropping in to see what's going on so they can talk shit about you. They don't like you. You have a praying household, and when your mother or grandmother comes over, they won't pray with the family. So your mother or grandmother is setting a bad example for the children. And this goes across the board. If you're trying to build a praying Christian or Islamic or Catholic household, a Buddhist household, and you meditate or pray, and you're bringing in other people that don't participate in that activity, they should not be in your home. Let people that don't meditate and pray take their asses someplace else. You don't need these type of people in your home. You just don't. Whether it be your mother and grandmother, your household will not prosper that way. Your mother and grandmother will not acknowledge the step grandchildren. So, okay, let me give you an example. You are married, you married a woman and or a man, and they had a child before y'all got together, and you've accepted that child. You love that child. This is your stepchild. You don't even call this child a stepchild. They're now just your daughter and son as well. They're just not biologically related. But when your mother and grandmother comes over, they will not accept or acknowledge that child. They're rude to that child. They'll speak to the biological kids that you may have with your spouse, but they will ignore, roll their eyes at, and neglect the stepchild that you've accepted from your husband or wife. Your mother or grandmother has no right to abuse this child. They should not be back in your house. And this particular person should no longer be around that child. Your mother and grandmother, they're just mean, y'all. They just mean-spirited people and don't wish you well. Your mother and grandmother should not be in your home when they do not believe in happiness. I have friends like that, y'all. I have friends that are old enough to be my mother. Like, they're literally my elders. They do not come in my home. Because a lot of times your elders, whether it be your mother and grandmother or other elders, they don't believe in happiness. So they just should not be in your home. And I apologize earlier. I answered my phone. That was my cousin Buzzy. I love my cousin Buzzy so much, and it's just very hard not to answer his call. And so I just wanted to make sure he was okay. And of course, you know, my cousin Buzzy, he participates in my lives quite a bit. Okay. So I don't want to be disrespectful to people that are willing to come on my channel. Okay. So, yeah, your mother and grandmother, they're just miserable. Okay. And there's been rumors that they've molested other people in the family. Okay. You say, well, they didn't molest you. Well, don't bring them in the house. You don't want to have to find out the hard way that your mother or grandmother is actually a child predator. Okay. Your mother or grandmother has a poverty mindset and wants to keep the generational curse of being impoverished. They don't believe in quality time. All they want to do is come to your house. They never, so what your mother and grandmother could do in these cases, they come to your house, but when y'all go out to eat or go out to functions, they never want to go. They just want to lay around your house. That's all they do. This is a form of dead weight that you're bringing in your house. This is a very neglectful woman that you're bringing in your house. Yeah, she's your mother, but she's not bringing a good energy. And this criteria would apply to anyone that you're bringing in your house. If I bring someone in my home and that's all they do, they never go anywhere with us and they just sit in a room and isolate themselves like some kind of hermit, they gotta go. They need to take that dead energy and that neglectful energy someplace else. This can even apply to someone that's not your mother or grandmother. But in this case, I'm speaking of mothers and grandmothers. But anyone that doesn't want to hang out, they're not paralyzed. They just want to use you for supply, y'all. They just in your house to visit, just to be there, because they may be displaced or not have a residence. And your own mother and grandmother can do this to you. Okay. And in my case, it worked out because even though my mother and grandmother were not in my house, I went to theirs. I normally had a little better outcome if I went to go visit my mother. But I wasn't there a lot because I lived out of town. Okay. So me living out of town kind of helped me not be in such a toxic situation. So yeah, your mother or grandmother doesn't want to visit you. She doesn't contact you by phone call. She doesn't agree with your religious beliefs. She does not support you in your religious beliefs. She just doesn't support you in your spiritual endeavors. You attend a good church and your mother or grandmother will never go to church with you. Your mother or grandmother struggles to tell you that they love you, even if they only need to say it once every 5 years. That's a lot for them and they just can't say it. They can't say the simple words, I love you. Why would you want someone like that in your home? That's an evil spirit. It's just coming through the title of mother and grandmother. Your mother or grandmother has threatened to kill your kids and really might do it. They've already killed a few people and did a couple of terms in prison. So they may just actually do it to you or your kids. They threaten this and they threaten it repeatedly and you want to take it serious. They're threatening to kill you and your kids and they're you come home one day and they beat up one of your kids. Your kid now has a black eye. What would Maya Angelou say? When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Yeah, so this is it. So with your mother and grandmother, not all of them necessarily deserve to be honored in that way. The best way to honor some mothers and grandmothers is just to stay away. If I would have did it any other way, I wouldn't be as happy as I am right now. You know how much stress was out of my life not having my mother and my grandmother in my residence when they were living? It took a lot of stress off me, okay? Having them in my home could have ruined a great big deal of my life. You're bringing the person that assaulted you at another location inside your home to do it. And yes, they will do it in your home too. I was aware of that. When my mom assaulted me when I had my daughter when I was a teenager, even though I love my mom a lot, y'all, I know that she'll do that in my house too. And what you don't want to do is to unalive your mother or grandmother, and you don't want to get into a physical dispute with people that brought you in the world. You want to be a bigger person than that, y'all. You want to be much better than they are. When you don't have them in your home, your mother and grandmother in your home to visit or live, you're removing yourself from all that old school toxic energy. You can live your life in the way that you see fit without having to be bothered with that chaos. Your household will be less chaotic. And guess what? When you have problems with your kids, you don't have all these hypocrites and other abusers around encouraging your kids in the wrong way. Your mother and grandmother, they don't smile. They just never smile. Mean looking people, you know, it just you got some old mean looking statue sitting in your house, but it's not a statue, it's actually a human being that has the ability to bring bad energy into your home. And you just don't want to live like that. You just don't. You understand that you also don't deserve to live like that. And you don't have to live like that just because they are your mother and grandmother. Now, the mothers and grandmothers that should be in your home, they're kind, supportive, they discipline you, they have good intentions towards you, the love is genuine, they've bailed you out of some of the worst situations. They did hang out with you, took you places, got you in a good church, prayed with you, provided you a home, and they're genuine. Those are the mothers and grandmothers that should be in your home, not the list of the other people that I gave you. Another mother and grandmother not to have in the home is a mother or grandmother like they're over socializing with your neighbors and talking about you like a dog to your neighbors. Mothers and grandmothers that get in the middle of your divorce disputes. So you had a troubled divorce, and they're closer to your ex-wife or ex-husband than they are to you. And this is not a mother or grandmother that you've ever disrespected. But they just won't stop talking to your ex-wife or ex-husband that abused you. Don't bring them in your home. A lot of times these mothers won't want to be in your home anyway. They just won't want to be there. Mothers and grandmothers that are not actively asking to be in your home. This is a red flag because they're showing you they don't want to be there anyway. You shouldn't be inviting anybody over that just genuinely does not want to be there. Let these type of people go. Mothers and grandmothers that come over and just are constantly leaving big messes for you to clean up, y'all. They're very unsanitary. Can't rinse their own dish. I mean, you got a lot of responsibility. You already got 10 kids in your house. And now your mother comes over and she's like one of your kids. You got to clean up after her too. She's not crippled. She's not paralyzed. She won't cook anything. She's just offering no support. She's just coming there to just cause more dirt. Dropping stuff everywhere. Just don't care, y'all. She don't care nothing. So, let me see these comments. So Angelina is the best YouTuber. Hello. And here's another YouTuber. Angelina is the best, said hello again. Oh, and I have my hello bestie, Fluttershy, also known as Baby Saja. Thank you so much. Hello bestie. Thank you for coming into the live. This live is about why not to have mothers and grandmothers in your home. And I went over some of my experiences and how it worked out for me. I had the most decent relationship I could have with my grandmother and mother because, oh, okay, no problem, Fluttershy. Yeah, thank you for coming in. And remember, lives you can always watch later. When you're on that break at school or on that lunch break, you can tap back into the live because I release the live to the public right away. I sure do. So I am completely understanding, Fluttershy, also known as Baby Saja, and I am very supportive of you being here. And thank you so much for tuning in, bestie. I appreciate you. Please click a like before you go, so that way my likes go up to like 5, because right now they're at 4. And that's a lot of likes for me, y'all. This is a small channel. Okay. Oh, no problem. No problem. If you can't bring out your phone at lunch, no problem. I completely understand. And you enjoy class tomorrow, okay, Fluttershy, also known as Baby Saja. I'm encouraging relationships with mothers, but I'm explaining when it's not a good idea when someone is an adult not to have their mother or grandmother in their home when they are abusive to you. Okay? Somebody else that's younger, they're not going to naturally always, thank you so much for the like, Fluttershy. They're not always going to know to do it like I did. My mother and grandmother had some abusive tendencies. So when I grew up to be a lady, I built a good relationship with them. And thank you so much for the like, Fluttershy. I built a relationship with them, a decent relationship, without having the toxic behaviors in my home. Do not bring mothers and grandmothers in your home that cannot control their tempers. This is the ultimate big one. Your mother or grandmother, oh my God, that's the ultimate reason they do not love you enough. Their love for you is so low that no matter how old you are, and oh my God, I was a child, y'all. I was not cussing. I was not hitting, fighting my mother and grandmother, but it was times where they just could not control their temper with me, y'all. And I'm too good of a person to have a mother or grandmother in my home that can never control their temper. Jumping on me, sitting on me, smothering me, pushing me through a room, assaulting me. No, you cannot come to my crib when I grow up. And my mother and grandmother had good sense. They never asked neither. It's like they knew, like they had talked about it. Don't ask her to come over. You know she might snap. You know, and I never snapped on them like that, but no, don't do it. A mother and grandmother, what makes them a mother and grandmother, now I'm not going to say you shouldn't be disciplined and you never going to get a spanking. I'm not saying that. But your mother and grandmother should be an adult enough to control their temper. And it's no excuse for your mother and grandmother to constantly be losing their temper with you. And you are not doing that to them. My son Elijah is constantly losing his temper with me. I try my best not to lose it back with him. Now, if you got a child that's cussing you and name calling and assaulting you, that's different. But a mother or grandmother, they try to the best of their ability to control their temper because they are an example to the child. And that's something that I try to implement in my parenting. I'm going through that with my son Daniel right now. We're going through a great recovery and rebuilding of our relationship. But you know why it's happening? Because I control my temper with Daniel. Somebody got to control themselves. And it should be the mother and grandmother. You are the child, the mother and grandmother, and they can discipline you without assaulting you and losing complete control of themselves. Now, as a child, you don't have no right to assault your parents. So yeah, if you try to beat up your parent, your mother or grandmother, and they have to rough you up a little bit, I get it. That's different. That's a different situation. I'm primarily speaking about children, sons and daughters that are not being violent. They have never shown any aggression and violence towards their mother or grandmother. But whatever they do, no matter how good they are, they can never get their mother or grandmother to control their temper with them. These type of mothers and grandmothers do not belong in your home. Another mother and grandmother not to have in your home is one, I think I might have touched on this earlier, they will not call you. You're the only one that make the phone call. They will never just on their own call you. Mothers and grandmothers that have never asked you for their forgiveness for the child predator that was in the home. Even if they were unaware that that person was a child predator, the mother or grandmother does owe you an apology. Because it's because of them you were around that person. But they just didn't know that that was a child predator. They thought that that person was somebody that truly loved you and somebody that loved them as well. So Fluttershy, also known as Baby Saja, you have a very good day at school tomorrow. I love you, baby girl, okay? And you have a great day at school, and I appreciate you tuning in, okay? You need to hear this while you're young, so you can have a better adult life and teen life and stuff. Now is the best time to hear it. This channel is for all ages. What a smart child to know to come here when they're still in grade school. They're still in high school. They're still in elementary school. They're still in private school. Whatever kind of school they're in. What a smart child to understand they need to be here. Fluttershy, also known as Baby Saja. I love the heart. Treat your parents well. Okay. No problem. No problem. I had this tape of me when I was a little girl. It was a cassette tape. I was 7 years old. And I'll never forget this tape because they said, how old are you? They were singing Happy Birthday. And this is how I talked at 7, y'all. I said 7. That's how I talk. I said 7. I sounded so shy. So yeah, 7 is a beautiful age. It is. I don't have that cassette tape now. I don't know what happened to it. But I'll never forget that tape when I was 7 years old. 7 is such a blessed age. Oh, I wish I could have been here at 7. I wish that I was a 7-year-old on this channel. I'd probably be a millionaire, a billionaire by now. But I'm giving you millionaire and billionaire knowledge. So pray before y'all go to bed. I'm going to complete this with the Lord's Prayer. Dear Father God, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. May y'all have a blessed night. I love you all. Good night, baby girl. Fluttershy, also known as Baby Saja. I appreciate you, bestie. And you just have a wonderful night, okay? Thank you. Bye. I appreciate y'all. Sleep tight. The Lord is good always. Good night, Fluttershy. Baby Saj, I appreciate you. You have a wonderful night, okay, baby girl? The Lord loves you, okay? You pray before you go to school in the morning, okay? Good night. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Fluttershy, also known as Baby Saja. Sweet dreams.